Peace, y'all. We outside. Oh no, we are outside. What's going on? What's going on? Um, I'm hanging in there. I figured let me come outside. I have some business to attend to. Apparently, it's not happening the way I wanted to go. So, it is what it is. Got some pineapple, so we're gonna be eating some pineapple out here. We got some quality H2O. Um, so what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a minute. Currently, still not doing any personal readings at the moment. Um, for those who are not familiar, Larry Beach is in the building. Salute, salute. For those who you should know by now that my dad passed away about 2 months ago. So I just my headspace is not completely there, and I don't want to give people yes eating those pineapples. My beauty queen is in the building. So to be fair, it's like um, mine's not in it, guys. Like I'm honestly, I look at my cards every day, and I just be like, I don't got it in me. It's not even. My lotus is in the building. Salute, we outside. But talking to you guys, talking to family, trying to set up for bereavement counseling and things like that, so that I can have a way to thoroughly grieve my dad. He's my love, my anchor. You know what I'm saying? That's my best friend. You know, he fell in love with me before he fell in love with my mom. So let me pour out a little water for him while we talking. We in the park, Ashe. This for daddy. Salute, dad. Anyway, so with that being said, um, the 50th anniversary of hip hop, I had to get the magazine because I'm gonna have this, laminated or something. Y'all see my husband up there, right? Ew. So he just got his star in Hollywood. Whatever. Let me see your messages because the messages don't stay on when you're on the phone. So I hope everybody's doing all right, though. I see you guys. I'm loving that y'all are here. Beauty Queen, my sis Lotus, Larry Beach. Thank you guys. The A1s are here. So I had to pick it up. It's like $14 in the store or whatever. But this is something that we should have because this is a part of our history, our culture, right? And it's the Bronx, so I had to like just get it and read it. Um, and it's pretty dope. It has Cardi B. They go through the timeline. They talk about the beef, Biggie. Um, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And the back has salt and pepper. That's who I grew up on. I had the salt and pepper haircut back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Flavor Flav, Sugar Hill Gang, and this is what was going on in the Bronx when I was a little girl. You had the kids up there with the handstands and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I figured I had to represent. I got this book already messed up. Let me grab a little bit of orange, pineapple. Anyway, I don't know if anybody wants to come on. I think I can add people on here. I don't know how many people I can add on. But anyway, so the topic is yes, the 50th anniversary. But also, I wanted to just talk about what was going on a couple of days ago. Some people had checked in to see if I was all right with the whole air. Look at the beautiful weather out. We outside. Thank you, Beauty Queen. I'm sure he is resting in paradise, but I miss him terribly. I'm lost. I'm lost without him because the past couple of months that I have been with him because his health had declined, which man, I tell you, I got intuition about that too. And something showed me, source spirit showed me something to look at on IG. And then I looked at it and I was like, yeah, my dad didn't just die because he had um, a heart attack and things of that nature. He also took that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm really tight about that. So I can't really prove anything, you know what I'm saying? And I can't, um, A lot of people, though, there's going to be a lot of stuff going down the pipeline with that because there's too many people that are dropping. And my dad was the source of pristine health. You know, he took care of himself the best that he could. He was very active, very outdoors person. He worked outdoors, and just in a year's time for him to just decline, and he couldn't even figure it out. He's like, I just don't feel right. I just don't feel right. And I'm like, well, explain to me what your symptoms are. Like, I'm trying to be the nurse and go into my doctor bag. And he's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel right. Something's not right. Um, Hello, little birdie. There goes my grandmother coming to visit. His mother just came to visit me, a little bird. That's how she comes. She's like, oh, you outside today, huh? But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not into the conspiracy bags. Wally's in the building. Salute, Wally. I really don't want to go down that road because some things are just really black and white. You know what I'm saying? Some things are really just what it is. Like we try to overthink um certain things that, oh, it's the government, laissez blue, and yeah, there are some things that are nefarious, ops that are happening out there. Ooh, ant dogs in the building. Salute, salute. But that's what I'm gonna talk about right now with this air, that this issue that we had out here last week. And the sky was red. People was like, yo, New York City's looking crazy right now. And I wasn't even like worried. I really was on some, oh shit, this shit is fly. Like, I'm outside taking pictures. Like, I'm like, if they're gonna come and get us, they're gonna get us, bro. Like, to be sitting here and be so scared, you know what I'm saying? I was so scared. I tried to save my dad in the best way that I could. But honestly, I know that our time is ticking on this earth, you know what I'm saying? But he just went out like that. Like it like, you know what I'm saying? Almost like a brother rich in that sense, where I was like, I was just talking to him that morning and he's gone. Same thing with my dad. I was talking to him the day before, and now that less than 12 hours later, you're gonna tell me that he's unresponsive? He's not breathing? Oh man, this shit ain't right. It's just not right. And he's 67. You know what I'm saying? He's not 87 or 77. He just turned 67. He's a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just got his birthday. And you're gonna tell me that somebody who's always outside, that man is always outside. You're talking about somebody being outside. He lives to be outside. So you're gonna tell me that this person that's always been outside, doing what he loves to do, out there with his car, taking care of it, you're gonna tell me that just like that he's gone from a heart attack? Now, granted, he had a small heart issue. And yes, he was grieving for his wife who passed away, and my stepmother 4 years ago. So there's other things working in this recipe for my dad to pass away. So I'm not going to just say it was that one thing that took him out. But I'm saying is that I told you guys from the beginning of the year in January, this is a spiritual year. So things are going to be catching up in that rapture. And I'm not even out here trying to be fear mongering. I noticed that there are some people who are in the conscious community doing that kind. I don't even know if they're doing it purposely, maliciously, or if they're really trying to scam people into buying their products. But I'm gonna just say this: if you got a gift from God, you shouldn't be trying to try to profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came out here 2 years ago to do these readings and things like that, I wasn't looking for money. I'm scared to share my gift because I don't know if it's legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's good for me, but I don't know if other people are going to receive this. So you got people out here really, perpetrating on people's naivety and people's innocence and people's good nature. So please, guys, please just peep everything, question everybody at this point, because people are really showing their teeth out here. They're showing their fangs. They're not who they seem to be. You know what I'm saying? And again, going back to the whole, New York City, you guys, you know, the air quality was really bad, allegedly. I don't know because I wasn't out at that point. I was already back inside. I had went outside the morning of that whole sky turned red. I did go outside, and someone told me to go shopping, like get some food and stuff. So I was like, all right, let me go today. I didn't know. I don't pay attention to the news. I don't know what's going on. I'm watching social media, and that's how I find out that there was a fire. Excuse me, a forest fire out in Canada. The certain part of Canada that New York City is near those cities and those areas that were heavily bombarded with the wildfire. So if you look on the map, New York City is just a throne's throw away from the border of Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal. So yeah, it's possible, it's plausible that the wind gusts, because it was windy that day. Like, people have to really start fucking using their sense. And I don't mean to really curse, guys, but I'm gonna get a little passionate because I'm getting tired of the shit that I'm seeing with the fugaziness, the people out here on some, oh, I'm a spiritual, blah blah blue, loopy whoop. If you spiritual, get your fucking shit out. I saw this woman have a group of people down in Harlem, and she had sage, and she was waving her incense around and shit like that. Like, get out here. Stop fucking hiding behind the fucking computers and shit, and get out here and do. If you so spiritual, get out here and start fucking taking care of the air. You know what I'm saying? Where the prayer warriors out? Where all the church people at? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all hiding up, this is no disrespect to anybody in the church. But I'm saying, like, it's great to be going to church on Sundays and things of that nature, and praying to God and whatnot for the shit that you done did the whole week long. Get the fuck up out of there and come out here into these streets and help one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. We got too much going on here, and everybody's worried about who's a who or what's a we. There's so many groups and organizations. I was watching this documentary about it was called something about cults, dealing with like the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites and things of that nature, those type of zealot groups, right? And I have to say that the Nation of Islam has done the most in as regards to taking care of its brothers and sisters who have been destitute, who have been downtrodden, drugs, homeless, you name it, they've done it, right? They've taken care of people. But this is the time that we need to be in the street. You dig what I'm saying? We need to be out here because we have little children. And I don't know. I guess my dad. I don't know. I really don't want. I don't want my dad's presence around me, guys. I'm so scared because I haven't come to the grips. I'm still in shell shock. I haven't come to the grips that he's passed over. But I came outside yesterday to go shopping, and all I saw was little girls and their fathers. And it put me to tears because I'm like, I can't do Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? At least I got to celebrate his birthday. But anyway, so we have a lot of children out here that are hurting one another, that are hurting adults. And we got these elders that are in these communities and these religious organizations. I mean, there's so many people that are in churches. You mean to tell me y'all can't be outside once a week doing a fish fry? You mean to tell me you can't be out here monitoring the parks? You mean to tell me you can't do community watch service? You mean to tell me that you can't go down to the homeless shelters and donate? You mean to tell me that you can't do volunteer work in the soup kitchen? But you want to tell us pray to God. You want to tell us, Jehovah's Witnesses bringing their books around. Again, this is no slight on any one person in a religious organization. All I'm saying is there's enough people that are in these organizations that it doesn't add up to the amount of stuff that's going on out here, and there's no one. They turn their back. That's not Christian like. That's not God like. That's not being a servant. That's not being a shepherd. That's not being a steward. Hurricanes in the building. Salute. Peace. Who's in the building? Oh, Smitty. Little Snack is in the building. Israel's in the building. Salute, salute. I don't know if I could add you guys. Let me see something. Maybe I could add a guest. Oh, I have to go into the chat. Or if anybody wants to come up with me, I don't want to be on here pulpiting. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be up here lecturing. Um, right, Raz girl, they in the building. Wow, salute. Um, but you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, there's too many of these organizations that it's like, yeah, that's great, but come on now, we got a lot of stuff that it's a spiritual warfare out here, and what they say, no man is safe, right? So I got my little tourmaline walking around here, so hopefully I am protected. So I'm just trying to say is it's like it's so anyway, back to New York City, right? Because I'm all over the place. That's the spirit moving through me. I get a little excited. So some people was trying to say, oh, they trying to do something crazy in New York and watch for the signs and all this other stuff. And I'm just looking around like this shit is dope. Like I'm like, yo, we've never seen it before. Some people are walking around oblivious. Some people didn't have no mask on. I didn't, because at first I didn't know what it was. So I'm just like, doo doo doo. But then later during the day, the smell of smoke started to intensify. So I shut my window down. Nobody told me. This is common sense, common sense. Shut the window down, you know what I'm saying? And, just it'll pass. And it got really bad about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where there's pictures of circulating where the whole sky was red and things like that. And maybe about 2 hours later, it subsided. It's starting to lighten up. And by the next day, guys, I kid you not, it the sun was trying to come out. The smoke had started to, because it was windy, and this is what I'm saying. Common sense is going to tell you that if there's wind gusts and there's the sun out, and as long as the sun's still shining, it's going to burn away through this shit. Some people were saying, "Oh, it's time to escape from New York." Escape where? You don't think the part of all the Northeast corridor was bombarded with that smoke? It went all the way down to Washington, D.C. I think the Carolinas got some taste of it. Where are we running to? People in the chat asking, where? I'm like, don't listen. I will never advise anyone, right? Unless I'm doing a reading and it's what spirit wants me to bring to the forefront. But I will never advise anybody to do something and not offer a solution. If I don't have a solution, I'm not going to give somebody else some false narrative. I was on a couple of social media, YouTube sites, and people are talking, oh, yes, you got to leave from New York. Where do you think we're going to go? Yeah, New York is sinking. So is California. Florida, anywhere on the coast is going to be eroded by sea level, uh, uh, um, water damage and things of that nature. Stop fear mongering people and telling them, oh, they should leave this, that, and the third. Oh, I did it. They're talking from a place because they're no longer in New York City. And what's good for the goose is not always good for the gander. You hear me? What's good for the goose is not always good for the gander. So if you have no means of moving, and this is all you can stay, you make it your business to prepare yourself, right? We go and get our water supply, right? What else? Pretty gangsters in the building. Salute, love, salute, peace, peace. You know what I'm saying? What else do we do, guys? That's what I talk about, the preparation, right? I'll tell you in a minute, get some cans of tuna fish. I don't care if you're vegan, plant-based, alkaline. I don't care at this point. I really don't. Because I'm going to tell you something. When the shit really hits the fucking fan and you looking for some freaking string beans and alfalfa sprouts and all that freaking stuff, and that's gone or contaminated, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying, pretty gangster? Like, come on, come on. You better go get you some shelf life stuff, some Goya beans and you know what I'm saying? I mean, that got me tight, I have to say, because there were people in the chat like asking, okay, so if you're saying that New York is going to be going downhill, where do we go? The questions were never answered. It was at the end of their commentary, join my class for $49.99. That's where I'm like, so now I'm like, you hustling people, you're fear mongering people, and then you hustle them into buying your product or your class or your whatever. Larry beans, Goya beans. That's right. Get you a life straw. That's right, Israel. Israel, tell us what to do, man. Put that information in the chat. Right. You be eating dog food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up here talking about how I'm living the vegan life. I'm living alkaline. I'm living vegetarian. Oh, yeah? All right, bet. What happens when the produce goes bad, guys? What do we do? Flint, Michigan still got tainted water. That was 2014. We're in 2023. Flint, Michigan. That's here in the United States. For my UK brothers and sisters that check this live out afterward, it contaminated the water, allegedly. So, what are you going to do? Where are we running to? We going to Nigeria. You don't think there's stuff going on over there in Nigeria? No, stop running is the thing. No more running. No more running. You stay right where you're at. If you can move and make moves, then you do what you need to do. But some of us are warriors. Some of us know how to get through some sticky situation and we can make it out on the other side. So if it's not meant for me to leave New York City, hey, it's not meant for me. If they go on, listen, I done been through the crack epidemic here in New York City. All right. Went through the whole 90s with this peak of the gun violence, 9/11 World Trade. We had a blackout that was by Ohio in 2004, shut down the whole uh, New York, I think Jersey was out, all the tri state areas, Connecticut, Long Island. And that was for like 3 days. Oh, and let's not forget in 2012, we had Hurricane Sandy. My big cat is here. The little big cat salute. Mwah, 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 blessing. So Superstorm Sandy, right? We outside, guys. Superstorm Sandy was a fluke storm that wasn't even supposed to hit New Jersey and New York City. That storm, she took a beeline and curved right in and hit right in to the seashore of New York City and New Jersey. Listen, to this day, there's still some preparations. There's still some repairs from that storm. It crippled our whole train system, our transportation. They shut it down because it was flooded downtown. All the elevated trains were shut off. People, listen, people, their homes were devastated out in New Jersey. Their homes were just knocked down by the water. Like it was a little toy house. But we rebuilt. That's one thing. New York City is resilient. We are some resilient mofos. We know how to dust our knees off and get back up. So when somebody's like, oh, that they contaminate in the air and New York City is, all right, where's the mask at? We'll wait it out. We know how to get through it. Right, shelter, fire, flood. Flint is right up block. Who else is in the building? Discretion TV's in the building. Oh, Base Rule is here. Peace, peace, peace. My brother Valentino, I did get your message. I'll hit you back up on the other side. Discretion TV, shout out to the one and only Tupac channel on YouTube. Look what I got, yo. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. So I had to get this because, you know, The Bronx started this, although there's, battles of, oh, Queens was on the map in Brooklyn. And they always want to take the Bronx's thunder. Um, but yeah, I had to get this magazine because, this is history. You know what I'm saying? And 50 years from now, I could look back and, you know, reminisce and stuff like that. I'm reminiscing now because they have pictures of people, like doing the breakdancing in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo! I couldn't do this kind of move. I just did the boogaloo. I just did that little dun, 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 dun. I'm bugging, guys. I'm high off of some pineapple. All right. I got you. I got you. Because you got Tupac in your picture. I love you. I really love you. So they gave Tupac a star. Not they. Here's the thing. What people don't realize is that those stars are bought. They don't hand those to you because you're a great actor, actress, comedian, rapper. You pay $75,000 for that little star to be on Hollywood's Walk of, some people say shame. So Tupac just got that last week. His birthday's coming up this week. And y'all know how I love me some Tupac. Like that's my husband. Um, for those who haven't seen, there's a documentary out with the Hughes brothers, Dear Mama. I liked it, but I still had to have my side eye because I'm like, the Hughes brothers. Like, who said it was okay for you? Who said it was okay for you to do that? Like, last I know, Pac wasn't with y'all like that. So what are you talking about? Whatever. Um, so it's a great time. They're going to be having celebrations throughout the summer. I think August 11th, there's going to be some parties going on. Um, no, I got this. I got this at Stop and Shop, Brother Val. So if you could go to Stop and Shop, that's where I got my magazine from. So you know, it's pretty it's pretty cool. Like, look at the B boys. I love it. Cardboard B boys. So I grew up in that. So uh, and I lived down where I lived when I was a little girl was West no birdies was West Bronx, New York. Um, 1970. I was born in Harlem, so we moved up here about 77. So I lived always on the west side of the Bronx, which it just makes me more like, yes, yes, Tupac is my husband. My daughter's like, Mom, get over it, please. But with what they call the birth of hip hop, right? The building was 2 blocks down from where I lived at, and my best friend at the time, when we were little, she lived across the street from Kid Capri. Go do your homework on DJ Kid Capri. So I kind of, these guys are older than me. I'm 46, so I didn't really get to see them, and I wasn't really out in the streets like that at that time, without being on the block, just like on the block. So I didn't see none of them like that. But the music was always thumping. We had the boom boxes and things like that. Um, so we and listen, the Bronx is resilient. They said with that forest fire back a couple of days ago. Shows my b-boy fans. Hey, yeah, doo wop. I like doo wop too. I like doo wop. Doo wop is good. Um, but they say since 2013 they gave it to me. Yeah, that's what I was hearing too. And then they said that there was some issues behind the scenes with Tupac getting his star and stuff like that. And I'm like, but you know what? That's all politics. And you know the industry is a funny thing. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. But anyway, Um, so yeah, so like we had the burnt out buildings and things of that nature, and these people, we got resilient. You know what I'm saying? And thank you, because if the sun is out here, I'm like, "Ooh, I won't be able to see the chat." Um, but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like we were resilient with the stuff that happened here in New York City. They said that the Bronx had the worst quality air when that whole fire and the clouds and the sky was red, and of course the Bronx would be. I think there might be there's an essence to the Bronx that a lot of people will not understand about people that live here in the Bronx, that grew up from the Bronx. Um, each borough has its own kind of characteristics and its own um, personality, if you will. But pay attention to this, guys. The Bronx is the only borough that's connected to the mainland, which means that we're the only ones connected to America. The other boroughs, God forbid, if there was a big tsunami or something like that, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Long Island, they all going down in the water because there's a slope. The Bronx is uphill. That's why they say uptown. The Bronx is uptown. We're on a mountain kind of thing, but we're connected to the mainland, so we won't fall off like everybody else. So miss me with the you need to leave. I'm staying right here until I can. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta get really pushed out, to leave and have the financial resources. Other than that, I make do. Like Pac said, I get around. You know what I'm saying? Like we make it out here. We will find a way. So if you hear people on social media fear mongering you, please tune them out. Because if they're not giving solutions and they're just saying, "Oh, you need to leave and you need to," no, talk about doing preparations. Talk about getting people set up with wills, like brother Valentino tells us on Discretion TV. Get your life insurance policies and things of that nature. Don't leave your family out here half-assed if God forbid something happens to you. You want to have your family prepared. That's the solution. Oh, King Ramon is in the building. Salute, salute. Born and raised in the Bronx. Stand up. That's right. I wasn't born in the Bronx. I was born in Harlem, but I was raised in the Bronx. I lived in the Bronx. I'm still in the Bronx. We outside. We outside. We're eating some fresh pineapples and drinking some smart water. I don't know how smart it is, but it's smart. And I'm chopping it up with you guys because I haven't seen you guys, and I wanted to do things that bother me. I need to talk about it too because I'm like it's because I really love and support and appreciate um you guys, especially that's here in the chat, because you're the core of this channel. There's some people that are not here that are the core as well for this channel, but I have to come and say something because it's just too much. Because common sense escapes certain people, and then they want to resort to the conspiracy theory. There's no conspiracy about it. If they're going to do something, they're going to do it. What you need to do is be prepared and don't get caught slipping, as they say. That's all. And live your life like it is the last. Every day you should walk around here like I see death around the corner on some Tupac. Not trying to be scary, but just be on anything could happen, God forbid, and walk out here like you have faith. And if things need to be interceded spiritually, supernaturally, then fine, so be it. If it's your time, it's your time. But we're not going to walk around out here half-assed, and then we're like, oh, if the government's doing something to us. You don't know that they've been doing stuff to. Go ask your grandparents. Go ask them about Vietnam. Go ask them about World War II if they're still around. And literally, when the sky got all red and stuff like that, I was in my house at that point, and I'm just like amazed actually because we don't see that over here. We see it in California. We saw it in Australia a couple of years ago. We saw it in the Amazon forest. It got burned, and there was some red smoke. Oh, that's not natural because people are so woke that they're sleeping still. So now that they're woke, they're really into this whole everything is, and I'm like, nah, some stuff is really just on some real nature. Mother Nature is tired of us parasites destroying her earth. What gives you the right to go and destroy it when this is your gift? You're supposed to be the damn caregivers and the groundskeepers, and you messing it up. You don't think she's not gonna be pissed off and start shaking up some stuff? I don't know if they threw drones and spark flames on stuff. I don't know. I don't care. At this point, I don't give a shit about that no more because I already know what's going on. When you know, you know. You know these people going to be doing this nefarious stuff. Why is this new to you? Thank you, Brother Valentino. A lot of people are being deceived because this is the battle for your mind, body, and soul. Like Prodigy said, this is that. This is it, guys. When he said that 20 years ago, it's now here. They out here for your mind, body, and soul. And if you get caught slipping, this is where you'll become a victim. If you're not level-headed and you're letting stuff, um, you're not clearing out your temple, you're not clearing out your mind, you know, detoxing a little bit on some water and some fruit. I'm not saying you got to stop, and I'm not going to sit out here and tell you to go be a vegan and plant-based and alkaline. That's not what I'm here for to do. But you know how I am. I'm a lenient person. If you're going to eat some Kit Kats and some Twix, all right. But make sure that you fast from that and don't eat it all the time. Everything's in moderation. If your mind is so consumed and you smoked out and you can't see things because your brain is foggy, you need to detox for a little while. If you're drinking alcohol and it's messing up your equilibrium and it's messing up your peripheral, you need to detox for a little while. If you're with somebody that's killing your vibe and messing with your soul, and because when we intertwine with the person, we're connecting with not only their soul, but whoever else they sleeping around with, right? It's called soul ties. So now people's on here, they're on demon time right now. The demons are loose. This is not about the Bible. There's, like I said, there's a spiritual warfare. Those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But because there's a lot of things that have been added to the foods, everything, right? So this changes the chemistry in our body. And when you're not functioning on that higher vibration, you're going to be on the lower frequency. And that, guess what? That's where the demons are. They're circling. They're waiting. They're waiting. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to give that credence because I already know who I walk with. I already know who's on my side. And I'm going to just live accordingly. But I'm really like, wow, I'm just kind of thrown back by some of the people that I kind of, dig and subscribe to, and they're on some. Please, please. Oh no, big cat. All right, you gotta take it easy and put some you know, cream on there. I actually like this spray. It's called Asper cream. You can get it in the drugstores like CVS or something like that. And it's a spray. It numbs it for a little while. I mean, that's a pretty big fall, so I'm sure you're in pain, but sending you healing, sending you healing. But yeah, man, like what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? I forgot that I put the topic up. All right, so we talked about um 50th anniversary. We talked about this whole conspiracy and preparation. Definitely you don't want to wait till the last minute, especially if you have children that you want to look into getting some type of life insurance. Make sure you read the fine print. Because when I did my dad's stuff, and I was like, I didn't understand what the hell was going on. And they were like, yeah, no, there's a difference between term life insurance and there's a difference between like life insurance that you like do that there's like a payout and stuff like that. So, nobody's talking to us. We got to figure shit out on our own. So if you do have somebody that's really good with that knows about insurance and things of that nature, you definitely want to check them out. Um, because when you have children, okay, that's good. Calisthenics, okay. Stretches, yeah, that's not good because that's what happens when you get into the pain and then you're uh, now going to other substances to help alleviate the pain. It's all it's doing is creating another um, issue, and those type of stuff that they have us using is worse, and it's harder to get off. So be mindful about, if you could do homeopathic remedies and things of that nature, going outside, just nature itself is healing. That's why I'm like, stop with the spooky shit. Stop with the scary, like, really tell us, like, because they really trying to make us like, don't go outside. I mean, I saw the sun that same day it was coming out when the earth turned red because New York City was under red smoke. And I'm like, these idiots. Because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, the sun burns through all of this stuff. The sun would, because I kept following the sun. I kept looking up at the sun. And the clouds then covered up the sun. And then, like, a couple of hours later, the sun came back out. And the sun was, like, pumping out stronger. And I was like, okay, do your thing. Do your thing. Do what you're supposed to do. These people are like, oh, they trying to block out the sun. Who? You really think that these people, you giving them too much power. You're giving them too much credence. Yeah, they got machines and all that other stuff, but there's nothing like Mother Nature. Science. Sometimes science escapes the common sense, and that's why I was like, I'm not falling for this now. If there is some issue, government, whatever, again, so be it. What are we gonna do? We're not in power. We're not in position. We can be, but people are being too busy being spooky. And then you, like I said earlier, you got these organizations that are praying and they go to their services Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. I'm like, but like we have no power in that respect. So until you really are on the other side of the fence and you have uh the wherewithal, the money, right? Because finances, Pac said, he said, you told me don't come back unless I got my money right. He said, I want war. I got my money right. And what did he do? He blasted. Why? Because money speaks. Money talks, bullshit walks. So people who are on some spooky stuff, and I say spooky because I'm being facetious at the moment. Oh, it's okay. Um, we have no our own infrastructure. The only ones to do that was back in the 60s, and that was with the Nation of Islam, and they had their schools. I think they still have their stuff like that too. But I don't know, do they have their own policing? Do we have our own military? You know what I'm saying? Like mall fried. So I sit back and I just watch because we're not up in that status. So some people can't really talk about those kind of things because you don't have a leg to stand on. You don't have a horse in this race. So you need to just sit back and do whatever you can for you and yours and let the chips fall where they lay. I really am really like disheartened at the stuff that I was watching the past couple of days. And I'm like, wow. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and maybe that's my own Achilles heel because I'll give people too much of the benefit of the doubt. But then you got to show me you show me who you are just one time, and I'm like, all right, copy. The only people I really give more of the benefit of the doubt to are my children, my family, but that's it. And even they are working my last. But man, you just show me one time. You show me one time who you are. DMX said it too, and I love it when he was on Drink Champs. He said, all you got to do, he said, let a liar, if they're a liar, let them to be a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're a thief, that's who they are. Like see them for who they are. Don't sit there and try to make it sugar coated and like, nah, person wouldn't do that. Pac said, trust no one. And that's not a good thing either, but I get what he's saying because you just don't never know. You think somebody on face value is who they are. And then the next thing is like they'd have jammed you up, you know, they scheming. I don't know. But I don't, yeah, you gotta put your spidey senses up with certain people because you just don't know. And like I said, I was pushed back a little bit by some of the people I was watching, and I'm like, wow, y'all would really say that? But you're not offering any other solutions, but you're like, for $49.99, you could join. Oh, I wish I would. Like, damn, y'all hustling us out here. You just told us to leave, escape from New York, and then you like, but and you got a lot of people who are very scared right now. So you got to be mindful who you're talking to. Yeah. Can you keep a? Oh, wait, Big Cat says. So can you keep a New York state of mind since you left? If you left New York, absolutely. I, listen, I told y'all the story. I moved down to Virginia when I was a teenager, and they was on some hi y'all. Me and my grandmother and my aunt and uncle went into the mall, and I'm like, who? Why is she smiling at us? Why is she talking to us? My grandmother's like, chill. That's how they are down here. I was really in my New York state of mind. I was like 17 years old. I was worse then than I am now, but yeah, absolutely. My mom's down in Florida. She's been a New Yorker all her life. She just moved down there. Well, she's been down there for maybe about 5 years. She's still these Floridians down here. I can't. It's just too much. They drive crazy down here. So yeah, you can definitely still be a New Yorker out of town. You should. That's what keeps you, on point. People don't understand that New Yorkers are resilient. And I'm talking about the city. I'm not talking about upstate Buffalo and, uh, you know, no disrespect to Buffalo. Buffalo's a little hard. They're a little, they're a little grimy. But there's a difference. There's the city, and the five boroughs is what made this happen. The five boroughs made this happen. Not Albany, not Buffalo, not Rochester, not Syracuse. New York City, the five boroughs. So, what are your top Is this an interview, Big Cat? My top five New York hip hop artists. Ah, all right. If we're gonna do that, of course Tupac, right? People always he rep California, yes. He's MC New York first. Um, who else? Do they gotta be New York City? Because I do like Lauren Hill. Um, MC Light. So what do we have here? I'm gonna put Lauren Hill to the side. All right, so we got Pac is my number one. He's always gonna be on top. MC Light. I like KRS One. Um, Rakim, and I'm gonna give a new artist, a younger artist, Pop Smoke. My daughter's like, "Mom, you don't know nothing about no Pop Smoke." I like Pop Smoke. God rest his little soul. I liked him. And so that's it. Though it can change, but off the top of my head, those would be my top five. Um, you could throw Yonkers in there. DMX would have to be, yeah, DMX, Jadakiss, uh, Brand Nubians, New Rochelle. That's Grand Puba. That's Sadat X, Lord Jamar, DJ Alamo. Who else? Yeah, Yonkers, New Rochelle, Mount Vernon. So Heavy D. I liked Heavy D a lot. Uh, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of, and because I'm older, so the people that I'm throwing out is the people who I grew up. Salt and Pepper for sure, Queens. So these are like the older, you know, the pioneers of hip hop. I would have to say. The new school kids, I'm like, you got me on that. Like I said, the only one I could say is Pop Smoke. And that was it. Baby been back. Lower your tone. Oh man, these kids is crazy. But yeah, so that's it. I know I miss the lives too, Big Cat. I do. Um, I haven't been on in a minute. Like I said, you know, the grief, like my dad, that's my freaking hero, man. That's one of my master teachers. And for him to just be taken up real quick like that, I'm like, man. I mean, yeah, there was other things that were, you know, circling around, but I don't know. When the dust settles, I'll tell you this much: that thing that they was telling us that we needed to take and stuff like that, that's going to be the cause of a lot of people's downfall. So they didn't do research. They told you it was for emergency, and got a lot of people trapped up because they said, "Oh, if you don't get that, you can't come to work. You can't go into establishments. You can't get something to eat. You can't bring your kids in." You know how many people that got were scared into doing that? When I told you guys not to a couple of lies, I've said this before that it's not only man-made. There really is a thing out here. I had a premonition about it the year that it happened and couldn't figure out what it was. It scared me. I was crying. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I said, this is not. I don't know what this was. Right, Big Cat. So for some people to say, "Oh, that's it's not real," um, you know, again, the same people who I subscribe to, and I love these people. Like they really help me get through some things. I'm trying to fix my little. device. But I'm like, why is you um scaring people? Like, because there were some people that really got sick. I, for one, was one of them. And it presents itself like a cold. Nah, it's the government's conspiracy, the government. All right, okay. But I don't have the numbers, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I don't have the numbers to compare those who were sick and passed away from an illness, or if they had got something and that's caused them to have issues. But there are people that are on Instagram that they have a page giving testimony to all the issues that they were having after getting that. And some are recuperating from it, but a lot of stuff they were saying was a lot of stuff that was what my father was telling me too, and how he was feeling. And I wasn't putting it, I couldn't put it together. I was like, I'm, more on the, he's going through this depression and, because of his wife passing. But I'm like, this dude was the healthiest, like, my dad had 9 lives, like for real. He was like a cat. Stuff that, I mean, he's been to the hospital a couple of times on some assault and accidents and things like that. My dad, like I said, is out there. I don't know, I'm trying to fix this thing so it doesn't fall. But anywho, so the fact that I'm researching this and I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm gonna just get my paperwork together and do my own little spiritual investigation. I have no leg to stand on. I can't prove without a shadow of a doubt. But again, when you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they the elderly, like watch for the elderly. Like if you got any parents that, had to do that, keep an eye on them. The children, because that's where they aim. The elderly and the babies. Why? They're the most susceptible. Makes sense. Um, somebody, they got on their premonition about there's something coming down the line. You know, tell us what it is. You can't tell us all, then don't say anything. If I get a premonition and I tell you and I can tell you, I'm going to tell you guys. But don't scare people who are already in fear. People are living in a fear base right now. And you got to be delicate on how you talk to them. Because you don't know. You got people going out here deleting themselves because they see no end in this. They see no way out. A lot of young men are deleting themselves to each other because it's like, what do I got to live for? What do you mean? There's a lot. Yeah, it's scary. You know what I'm saying? But there's no reason why a 20-year-old should be taken out of here. He didn't live his life off of some senselessness. And yeah, while we're celebrating the hip hop, the anniversary, the 50th anniversary, and these OGs, like I'm a little thrown back with them too, because it's like I don't know where the gap is happening, where the older, the fathers, the pioneers, um, not reaching out to these younger generations, and the younger generations is on some we disrespectful. We don't even care for our mama. how do we go from dear mama giving a Feeny her flowers, praising her and knowing, she couldn't do it by herself and things like that. She was a drug addict and things of that nature. But to turn around and be all right after that and still respect your mom for all of that too. I don't give a rat's ass about my mother and my father. They don't care. There's a big disconnect and it's disheartening. Like we got to dial it back to just the smaller things. Like we're worried about the grand scale of it. Like you can't do anything about it. You got to just do what you can on the surface level with your family, your friends, and try to organize in a smaller group setting if you can. But if you're trying to go out here and bang out on the beast, you need an army, and you don't have an army. So what are you talking about? Stop scaring the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's crazy times out here. Like for sure, for sure, crazy times out here. But at the same time, it's beautiful. We're outside. Look at this. The sun's hiding behind clouds. It's beautiful. I said, I'm gonna come outside. We're gonna have to talk about this. Again, whether there was some kind of nefarious act behind the forest fires and France is trying to get their hand on Canada because that's still run under the Canadian, under France and Britain jurisdiction. Oh, guess what? The U.S. is too. Do your research about treaties, y'all. There's some people out here that's so smart. It's like common sense is escaping them. Read. Go do your homework. You're fighting about black and white. You don't understand. These people don't give a rat's ass about the color of your skin. It's about conducting business, right? If you want to go down that avenue, that's how you can wage a war. That's what you want to do. But other than that, shut up. Plain and simple, shut up. I mean, because what, get out here in the streets then. Patrol the areas. Help these little young men out and these young women. Got perpetrators. You got people feeding and taking little children. How 30 kids is missing? But you worried about the sky, Chicken George. You worried about the sky falling, little George, Chicken Little. But there's 30 kids missing under your nose. You see what I'm saying? Like, how is this all making sense? We're distracted by too much shit. You got babies being taken away. You worried about some bullshit about the sky falling. Let it let it fall. Oh wait, aliens are coming, guys. Aliens are coming. They've been here. They've been here. And what? You see an alien. Now people want to debunk the alien. Oh, the Mexican family called in. I don't give a rat's ass who called in for some aliens. Did y'all see that? This family out in Las Vegas called to say they reported they saw a 7 foot, 8 foot figure outside of their house. No cameras. You got rings now, phones, the device, the ring, where it can pick up people from outside of your door. You mean to tell me that there's no footage of this so-called being? But the police cam on the body cam shows some kind of light going. Stop it. Stop looking up, people. Look down. Look around you. That's what us New Yorkers do. When you come to New York, we walk with our heads down. We look around us like this. We don't look up unless we have to look around. That's looking up. So what? If you see something flying in the air, and what? Because that's what I'm saying. People are just distracted by the littlest shit. Meanwhile, you got babies being taken away. Nobody's That's not mainstream, but the alien invasion is. No, absolutely not. It's bullshit. Thank you, Brother Valentino. I will. I'm gonna try to do the short readings. I listen. I said maybe around my birthday month I will do it. Um, Got to clear my head. I'm gonna hopefully something's trying to not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's my timing. I'm trying to get this application to do a memorial party for my dad next month because it'll be like the 3 month anniversary. The numbers, I work with numbers, signs, and symbols. So I'm trying to get that organized. So I might do the short readings, just the short ones. I can't submit to doing or commit to doing the full hour or so. Um, I don't know, guys. I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of who I am and what it is. But it's like um, when your sales get knocked off sometimes, you got to be in a humbling position. You know what I mean? Like just sit back. And my dad, like he clowns me, and he'll be like, a couple of times he's called while I've been on the live. Not today. He's like, "What are you doing? You doing your Miss Cleo?" What are you doing? Call me now. I'm like, "Dad, shut up." Yes, I'm doing my Miss Cleo. I'll talk to you later. And at the end, I still couldn't even save him. Like I was doing all my cleansing the house and things like that because he was feeling weird. He was feeling weirded out, and I'm like, "Oh, they trying to get my dad." You know what I'm saying? Like literally, my dad was death around the corner. And he wanted me to protect him, but I'm like, yo, this shit is bigger than me. Like, but he believed and knew that I was strong enough, that I'm powerful enough to do some things. But then I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm a mere mortal. Like, if them angels and them spirits and God, like, there's no, you can't. I don't care who you think you are. There's no beating God. Then, like 2 weeks before he passed, he was like, "Come back to the house. I need you to clean the house again." I saw a bracelet that I gave him, a protection bracelet. Shit popped. I looked on the floor and I'm like, "Well, I don't know if this popped because he like was moving and it like caught on to something." But it was like a yarn bracelet. Like the only way you could take the bracelet off is if you move the string and like release the hand out. The shit was cut in half. I looked on the floor and I was like, "Oh shit." So they were like, "It doesn't matter what you're doing, Foxy. He's ours. He's mine." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God." Because, my dad was just like going through some things. He wasn't happy. He was just like, one part was, "I don't want to leave." The other part was, "I'm not happy here. Don't shed a tear for me, nigga. I ain't happy here." My apostle's really on that Pac life. For real. He picked his time to go. Do you hear me? My man went out in the pouring rain. We had a storm that weekend. It stormed, rain, wind gusts, and all that. He went outside to go eat, knowing that it was pouring outside, and went out around. He was in the restaurant. He went out. So he'll also make fun of me too, because when Pac was getting arrested back in '95, and he was on the news, my dad would be like, "What'd your boyfriend do this time?" See? So he knew. Like, I love my dad. Like, that's, oh man, that's my fucking man. Gosh, man. That dude would pick on me forever. He was mean. He just be picking on me, freaking bully. Larry Beach, what up? Yeah, man. They got water balloons. The kids is playing water balloons. Like that's what we're supposed to be doing. They got the Nerf guns out here. Like that's what you're supposed to be doing, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like all fun. It's all fun. What happened to that? And these kids are big. They got to be about 14, 16 years old. They're not little kids playing the water guns. They're big kids. And I'm like, don't lose the innocence. That's the problem. We're losing innocence out here. People want to be grown. No, slow down. It'll come. It trust me, age being grown up, it will surely come. That you being mad at the next one if they haven't physically done anything to you. You know, back in the days we used to, if somebody stepped on your shoes, we ready to fight. You got some brand new sneakers on, and we get mad at the stupidest thing when really it's not that serious. And you taking a life for what? For what? So yeah, man. Like at the end of the day, it's we gotta focus on the little ones. Try to protect them, educate them the proper way. The stuff that we learned in school is not it. It's not true. Get some information and read J.A. Rogers' 100 Amazing Facts of the Negro. Any of Carter G. Woodson books. Start off from there. That's gonna tell it. He's gonna tell you some things in that book, and you should let your children know about it as well, because they keep giving you the same narrative. Now you're gonna have another generation thinking about slave ships and all that stuff. Half of these kids don't even care about that. It's us, the older generation, still holding on to this shit. Like, yeah, we need history, pay attention to history and things of that nature. But how are we going to shift the paradigm forward? How are we moving forward? Excuse me, with the knowledge that we do know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be over there with them because I'm getting hot. But more importantly, shouldn't they be in school? New York City, the schools end the end of this month, so technically, you know. Well, I'm sorry, I got the oh retaliations. What happened? Yeah, I mean it is, but like for me, um I hate conflict. So I'm always the peacekeeper in the group. That's just my nature. I guess that's what I was designed for. I never was out looking for trouble because I know trouble could come to me. Um, and I was just common sense. So I wasn't out there trying to beef with nobody. Um, and I stayed to myself. I had my friends I hang out with and stuff like that. But I was really like a loner in a sense. I like to be by myself. I like being me. You know what I mean? Like some people can't stand to be with themselves. Some people can't stand to sit in the quietness and sit. I love my company. I'm my own best friend, like for real. I know how to entertain myself. I know how to, think things. And yeah, sure, I watch, YouTube and get in there and get in those YouTube streets and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when I shut that down, that's it. I'm still by myself, like in my head. You know what I mean? And some people don't know how to do that. So they go looking for people and things to get into. And that's when shit starts to go sideways. Because now it's like, I'm not saying you can't be out there hanging out with people, but again, in moderation, in moderation. Because, you know, All I'm saying is, if you're looking for trouble, you're gonna get it. That's all, right? You love your own company, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to be around people. That's the Aquarius rising in me. It's the I like to be in the group, and then I like to just chill. I'm not a I could go into the parties and hang and stuff like that, but then I'll go to the party and just stand by the wall, like just watching everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like just looking, like to see where's my exit, to see who's gonna be doing something stupid. I've always been like an alert kid. I guess that's because my parents was like, watch who you outside with, the streets and things like that. Stranger danger. I grew up in that era, so I've always had to like look in my surroundings. But like case in point, that young lady that went out to Mexico with her friends, Jaquilla. I mean, it looked like they were scheming. Then beats her up. Like you going out there with your friends and then you get jumped and now you're dead. I don't know who your friends are. I'm not even saying those are your friends then if that's the case. Oh no. We're in a weird way. We're in a weird way. Wild. Thank you, Big Cat. Health as well. Yeah, I think that's what the case was. Hmm. Big Cat, I am so impressed that you have Tupac there. Did you do that on purpose? Did you do that for me? But yeah, that probably was the case. They were probably jealous, and people are like that. There's jealousy even in your family. Your light shines bright. People want to snuff it out. Again, this is why I didn't have that many friends growing up. I choose and picked who I was going to be with. Trust me, I'm very selective with people. Very selective. Even at an early age, like I only had like two good best friends at a time. I wasn't. I could still be in around a group setting, but those would be acquaintances. But I never had groups of people to be like, these are my friends. Mm-mm. I'm very selective with that. Oh, they are in school. Oh, that was cute. The teacher took them out to play outside. Oh, that was nice. They're probably like middle school, but they some big kids. That was nice. You know, gotta do more stuff with the youth. Back in the days here, there used to be a lot more stuff for the kids to do to get into and things of that nature. But so-called budget cuts and financial constrictions uh, cut a lot of programs, a lot of music and art, a lot of social things for these kids to get into, and that's why they're out here like little, in wolf packs, running around, kind of just lost, you know, because there aren't there many services to help the kids get into what they like to do the most. If they're into computer graphics and things like that, have a camp for that. Have you know, a they cut mostly all of the community centers out. You know, so with that just deter kids like there's nothing here to do, so they're gonna start finding devious shit to get into. But yeah, back in the days we had a lot of music. This is where that hip hop. That's why hip hop came out because you had kids that were the school system again was not the school system, but the you know, centers for kids to come after school centers and things of that nature. Yeah, and even in the schools, the Department of Education, they started shutting down woodwork, home ec, um, certain like music events and things of that nature. That is Pac on 183rd. I know, I know. Oh, I live for that man. Like, so, where was I? I was on Discretion TV too. Did I? I didn't. I don't think I spoke, but I had to. Somebody was. Oh, I know where I was at. Where's Pretty Gangsta? I was on Choke's channel, and he had mentioned he had some guy on there that was like not feeling Pac or whatnot. But it's not that he wasn't feeling Pac. He just didn't see Pac as an artist at the time. And I'm like, what? Because he was saying the Me Against the World album came out, I think it was like 94, 95. That's what propelled Tupac into this kind of uh, mega star, if you want. But prior to that, no one like really was checking for Pac. And I'm like, what? So I went on to the panel because, you know, he's like, yeah, no females weren't listening to Trapped and Holla If You Hear Me. And I was like, nah, I got to get on there. I was like, what? I said, before Keep Your Head Up and Brenda's Got a Baby, I sure enough was into Pac when he did Digital Underground, and he had Trapped and Holla If You Hear Me, same song. I was way before he did the positive songs. I was into Pac. So you know, people always gonna try to slander. But they didn't say all that shit when he was alive. Nobody was talking about, oh, he was a ballerina. Oh, this dude is fruity. Nobody said that when he was alive. Not a one. Now you got all these little fugazi people out here. Oh yeah, he's who does ballerinas? I just told you in the Bronx, we had those type of things going on here. We were artists. We were thespians. We were on shows. He was in the Raising in the Sun in the plays. I was in a play. I was with my mom doing talent show. And yes, when I went to tap and ballet, there were a few kids and boys in the group. I didn't look at them like, why is he here? That again, the gender wars. And see, now we got the gender wars playing out to where they got babies wearing the trans. You know, I'm trans, whatever. See what happened? Because people just can't shut up. So now the gender wars backfire, and guess who's winning? Not the genders that we thought would. So yeah, we did a lot of that stuff out here. And we had a lot of you know, extracurricular stuff like that. Why am I getting text messages? I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me just see how much battery life I got. We got 26%. All right. But anyway, you know, so they don't understand. Yeah, Biz got that. I know, I know. Oh, is it? Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought you was King Ramon. My bad, Biz. Salute. He got the Pac. He got your Pac avatar. Because you would have Pac on there. Oh, salute, salute. Good to see you. I thought you were somebody else because I saw the King thing and there's another, it's King Ramon. But peace, peace. See, we got Bronx in the house, man. We got Bronx heavy. We had Brother Valentino, Discretion in TV. We got Biz. The Bronx is in the house. Bronx is in the house. We doing the damn thing. So yeah, we had all that stuff. And so for somebody to be like, oh, that's fruity. Listen, you don't know what fruity is. Because you look at, and see, we have a lot of the tough Tonys. Some people think that's, whatever, whatever you think it is. But all I know is Tupac was more man than half of these nincompoops out here. And they all talking slanderous now that he's gone. How dare you? Cowards. Talking slander. Who does that? On a dead man? Y'all are wild. Who does that? So yes, I defend Pac all the time. I'm telling you, when the year after he passed away, my husband and I, because we're big Tupac fans, my husband was thrown back like, oh shit, like, because there's not too many females back then that were really into Pac. And I was. I'm catching some sun out here with my little shoulder, my little white skin. Um, so not too many people were into Pac like that. I had to change the shift here because the sun is coming directly down here this way. Anyway, I ain't gonna be too much longer because my battery life is gonna die out soon. But anyway, um, yeah. So what was I saying? The slanderous of them all. Shame on them. But yeah, so I definitely was into Pac. I listen, right? So my husband, when he and I started dating, he had saw that I had a few Pac singles. I didn't have the albums yet, because it was expensive and I didn't have a job, so I couldn't buy like full cassettes and stuff like that, full records. And he was like, "Oh, you like Pac?" I was like, "I'm a tomboy at heart, guys. I'm a tomboy at heart. I'm like a, I get my inner masculine energy precedes me. Don't get fooled by the exterior of being a woman. Very much so masculine energy. This is probably why I have more boy friends, male friends, than I did female. I always hung out around more guys. Those are my brothers. So, but anyway, so the year that we got married in '97. Our first song, get this, guys, and I'm sure y'all heard this before, but our first song wasn't Luther Vandross. It wasn't some Teddy Pendergrass. It wasn't none of those traditional love songs that you would hear as the first dance for man and wife. It was Tupac. I ain't mad at you. My dad looked at me and was like, "What the f- is this?" And me and my husband was slow dancing to I Ain't Mad at You. Especially the part where he says about the wedding. He's like, "Oh, you got a player for life. So good luck on your wedding. I hope your man knows you're a player for life," or something. Uh-huh. That was our wedding, and my stepbrother lost his mind. He was like, "Yo, that was the real fucking wedding I ever been to. Like, who fucking plays Tupac?" We did. So please, people, when they try to come at him, I go I go to bat and defend Pac, because at the end of the day, he wasn't perfect. Also, he was 20 something years old. What were you doing when you were 20 something? Were you as smart as he was? Not me. I was running around acting silly. I knew I was smart, but this man was articulate. I mean, he was raised by some intellectual people, but the slander comes out 20 years later, 15 years later. Why are you talking? You couldn't hold a candle. Your favorite rapper is not that. Your favorite rapper was selling drugs to the community. But you wanna throw shots at him because he was doing ballet dances and ballet classes, and he was a groupie, a dancer for Digital Underground, and he wasn't selling poison to the community, right? He's talking about let's get the kids, like let's make this work out here. Let's get the groups together. Your favorite rapper won't talking about that. He's trying to sell liquor. He's trying to get money off of liquor companies that are already established. Huh? But Pac's fruity. He's got the tutu on, and oh my God, he's more man than half of these dummies out here will ever be, could ever be. See, and his character is being questioned, and everybody around him is silenced or dead. When Tupac is like a prince. Prince could wear heels, wear tight suits, wear pants that got little butt cheeks hanging out, and you wouldn't even think that that man was fruity. You wouldn't even fix your lips to say that man was questionable. He was wearing the earrings long, the hair done out. Prince was gorgeous. Nobody said nothing about him like that. But it's these fake little tough Tonys that will be like, oh, he was who does ballet? Prince had Prince and Pac, and they're both Gemini. Can take your women, and I think you are insulted by that, and that's why you say the things that you say. I'm like, what? Pac told you, MOB. What's up, Devin? Salute, salute. I see you in the building. I got this sun here, so I can't really see y'all text your messages. Hold on a second. What'd you say, Larry? Hold this L. Shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was young, just looking over your chat here. I don't want to miss nobody. Only mistake Pac made. Yeah, but he knew it. He knew it. He said it. He said, I gotta dance with the devil. I ain't mad at you. Again, I'm not fucking listen, y'all gonna get me cussing again. What would you do if you was me against all odds? Pac said that he had to. Why? Because they was gonna do something to him when he was locked up. People clowning him clowning him, saying, "Oh, he got the hard R." Listen, you don't know who Tupac is, apparently, and you gonna sit your ass in a maximum security penitentiary for something you didn't do, and being labeled a you know what with the R in it, and you know what they do to people who are R's and child, you know what, up in jail. And you tell me if you wasn't trying to figure out a way to get out of jail. So yeah, you damn right I'll dance with the devil because I'm free and it's gonna cost me, but I'm I'm free and I'm not going to be killed up in here. Stop it. These people are so stupid. He was 24 years old, fighting for his life on something that he didn't do. And he's like, yo, no one, how am I going to get out? Meanwhile, come to find out that it was Interscope that put up the money all along. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. Pac knew what he had to do. Excuse me. And he took the other route because he wasn't trying to stay in there. He's a prison. He's a political prisoner because that's really why he was in there. He was set up. They know who he was. He was a son of a Black Panther. Read the COINTEL book. Read the FBI War on Tupac Shakur and other Black leaders. Not just rap. That's the cover up. Tupac was smarter than that. He was raised by some smart ass people. You think that he wasn't under surveillance? Why do you think he had to have artillery around him? It wasn't for some gang stuff. Why? Because he shot at their own. And since then, they was like, oh, word, it's on now. And he beat that case. You little peons out here that think that you could do that and walk away and it be nothing. Let me see that. Let me see what you're working with. No one in history did that but this little man. This young man at that. He wasn't even 35 years old. He was a young man and he did that and got out. Because he saw a Black man, and we're using black and white today, right? Being manhandled by two white men. And Pac saw that that was wrong. Who gets out of the car to stop a fight? I'm not. I'm be for real with you. I don't know what they got going on in that car. I might, but he did. Come on, there's a lot of jealousy for what? Like, you really hate that man so much. Like, come on. You worried about the stupid stuff. He beat. That's when he was on radar. He's always been on radar. He's been on their radar since he was pregnant. Excuse me, since his mom was pregnant with him in her stomach, and she beat a trial. You don't think they're gonna watch out for the offspring? You don't think they're gonna look for that? The mom beat the trial and got 20 Panthers off for nefarious, trumped up charges against them. You can't hold a candle. Nobody can hold a candle. Get your favorite rapper. No one. And I don't even say Pac. I don't even really like putting that title as the GOAT or the greatest of all time, but he is. And he's versatile. He could sing to the fellas. He's rapping to the fellas about freak stuff. We riding out gangs, guns, drugs, whatever, you name it. Then he's hollering at the women like, hey, how do you want it? How does it feel? I'm like, what? That's that Gemini. Come on. And act. His best roles were, to me, because it showed his versatility, is Poetic Justice and Gang Related with Jim Belushi, and he played the undercover, the detective. That Should have got him an Oscar because he did a damn good job in that one. You could see his growth from juice to gang related. People just be disrespecting that man. I don't even understand. Like, what is the problem? Like, y'all really jealous? Like, y'all really, the hate is that real for him? The hate is that real? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I know. I saw it. Big Cat, now you know I don't eat no damn ribs. Put some chicken up, I'll eat it. I'll come through. I know. I gotta get down there. It's sunny, raining. Devin, salute to you. I think you're new up here, but peace. Thank you. Smitty said what? Caught three face first. Good. Oh, you know who that is, pretty gangster? He's like, hey, stranger. My love wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. Yeah, I seen his father. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence. Um, again, you don't know what happens in that life, right? And for Mama Afeni to keep her son protected as she should, because she knew that her son would be in danger. Um, why is he coming out now? Well, they did the Dear Mama, right, with Alan Hughes. Why did that even come out then? You know what I mean? Like, why even bring that out? And knowing that Pac wasn't cool with them, that they, like, you call the cops on this man for assault that he has to go get locked up and do a couple of days, and now you're doing a documentary. Are you paying homage now? Are you saying, you know what, all is well? Are you saying I'm sorry? Because what? Because did he say? Did they say that? Did the Hughes brothers say I'm sorry at the end of the Dear Mama documentary? Like, did they? Y'all drudging up all this history again for what? You didn't do, and I know that was behind the scenes, and they've been trying to do stuff, but I'm just like question everything. If you're gonna see his father on social media and YouTube, why did the Hughes brothers come out? Yeah, but like for some things, I feel like he's sincere on. Um, he said something yesterday that kind of touched my heart, and he was like, you don't know what that's like to see your son everywhere. I mean, people got his face on their shirt. He's like, it's bittersweet because he didn't get to be with him like that, but he sees him everywhere. So I'm on a parent. As a parent, I can empathize with him, sympathize with him in that respect. And, I don't know the full nature of it all. Feeney, he said she lied about some things. Maybe she had to protect him. Maybe, back then that was a wild situation going on. Like, who knows? I can't sit there and judge and be like, Afeni was wrong for denying her son access to his father, because maybe she had to do it. The government was after her. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what he was doing, what his life was like back then either. So there's a lot of moving parts going on, and I don't want to take sides about it. I looked at the Allen Hughes sideways when I saw that this Dear Mama documentary was coming out. But of course, for research, I had to watch it, and they did justice, but then there was no apology. Sorry, Pac, at the end of the damn thing. Like, y'all was wrong. Like, he got beat up, and then you call the cop and go to court for assault, And 20 some odd years later, you doing a documentary that's drudging up all this stuff again. I don't know. That's right, King Troll. They talk a lot of ish, but that's after I'm gone because they fear me in the physical. That's the realistic. Like Pac is he's Black Jesus. He's Black Jesus. He's a prophet. Everything he spoke up came through fruition. You're not gonna tell me he wasn't anointed. He said it in Blasphemy, in his song Blasphemy. Mama's a virgin. His mom's a virgin. Like he was brought here divine. That's why people, people who don't understand that type of spirit, they can't peg him to be one or the other. So he's going to be all of this stuff. It's going to be blasphemy on him because they can't understand the spirit of Tupac Amaru, the Incan warrior, the high priest. These people are your favorite rapper is trying to look like a dead, starving artist, trying to fight a liquor company and sue them. And you worried about some Tupac? Mm-mm-mm-mm. He would have, I'll tell you this much, circles would have been spun around a lot of people's heads if he was alive. Because you're talking about a young man that's passed on and he only got to be 25 years old. These people are 50 plus years old and still trying to do the party and bullshit. When Pac would have been on some, we gutting this city out, we're going to do some things and make some things happen. Because you know how he loved the children. Your favorite rappers are not doing that. They go into the hood and handing out turkey. Pac is sitting with these kids. Stop it. Every Thanksgiving, you out in the back, your trunk giving out turkey. Not that that's wrong, but why are you not talking to the mayor who wants to be a hip hop artist himself, hanging out with Wu Tang and them? And you got the Bronx and Brooklyn and Harlem going to war with each other. And I understand it's political, there's red tape and all this other, nonsense that certain people can't do certain things, but don't keep us in the pigeonhole and keep us in the system. I mean, isn't that the end game? Like you make it out the hood, so you give back, or are we not doing that no more? We just coming around Christmas. Oh, we selling $1,000 sneakers in the hood. That's what we're doing. Bet. Who we selling those sneakers to? Your famous clientele, because the average person here cannot afford those type of sneakers. But you'll have them looking like they, got something because they wearing these sneakers, but meanwhile they broke physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. But you want to sell us $1,000 sneakers in the hood? Okay. So we're not putting up some of these people. Although this is a great monument, this is a great feat. But some of these people that's in this magazine are still alive. Why aren't we talking to them, trying to get some powwows going on here? Because some things are going on that's not right anymore. in the so-called hood. You got yacht. Your favorite rapper and his wife just went and got another mansion in California. That Skid Row got a whole row of homeless people outside. Pac said, "Why they got mansions? How many bedrooms do you need?" Pac said this 20, almost 30 years ago. Who's talking like that? What young person are you hearing that's talking like that? Why do you need that so many bedrooms? Two bedrooms is not suffice. Three bedrooms? I'm not telling pocket watch people and tell them what to do with their money, but damn it the hell, doesn't that bother you? Oh no, because you did things to the community, so no, it wouldn't bother you. That would make sense. Why you don't really care? Got it. Oh, see, I needed you guys here to help me rationalize some things. Yeah, that would have been nice. See that star. I mean, I was happy for it to happen, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know. I have my biases about it. I call it Holly weird because some people are not who they seem to be. That's why some people leave out of Hollywood and come to New York because they're more undercover over here. Nobody's really stressing you over here like that. But it is expensive. But, you know, whatever. Who am I? Just a little old person on this earth trying to make it true. It was long overdue. No, I mean, no doubt. Like, um, I, I listen. I feel you, Devin. I feel you. I'm just biased to it all because it's like, man, y'all, like, even if it was 2013 and they were still trying to work out some stuff, like, y'all still did not give this man his flowers, like, y'all messing up with his estate. They wanted to sell, a couple of years back, they wanted to have like rainbow colors on his t-shirts and his hoodies. Like, just compromising shit. So I'm like, y'all could, I mean, it's beautiful, but I'm just like, y'all could keep all that. Same thing with the Hughes brothers. I enjoyed it, but when I first saw it being advertised that there was going to be this documentary, I'm like looking sideways, like why? Because that's just me. I question everything. Like I told y'all earlier, I don't my trusting too much. Mm-mm. Maybe it's paranoia. I don't know, but I just am like, nah. You could keep all that. The true people who really love Pop, like we keep his legacy going. We still talk about him. We still back him up. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some real strong, dedicated people to Pac that we don't need trinkets to solidify, who he was and things of that nature. And if anybody keeps saying he's alive, he's alive. I don't know about that either. Because I told y'all I have my dreams with him, and usually the dead come to visit me, not the living, when there's a message that needs to be given. So, not to say that I don't have dreams where, there's family that's still around, but I'll tell you this much: when the dead come to me in my dreams, they don't talk, or they'll say like one or two words. The dead on the other side, they can't really talk, right? So there's more action. They do things more physically than they can speaking wise. And this one dream that happened a couple of years ago, I was outside with my son, and my son was a little boy at the time. In the dream, rather, he's not. He's Pac's age. He's 25. My son just turned 25. So Pac has said to some person, um, like to watch out for his godson, and he was talking about my son. He was like talking to some some guys in the park because like my son was like running around in like a playground, and Pac came up to me and gave me a hug, and then he's looking at my son, and then my son runs off into the park, and he's telling him like, "Watch out for my godson, watch out for my godson." And then my dream ended. I was like, ah! I could never like get to hug him or hold him. I did one time. I did get to hug him, but he's always like a big brother in my dream. Like he's always kind of like a just a guardian, and he comes into just like so high, and that's how I see him. Even though I'm like he's my husband, but he definitely would be somebody I would hang out with, like a big brother. Like he's definitely the homie lover friend type energy. Like you want to be with somebody that could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your best friend, your confidant, your lover. You know what I'm saying? Like people got it twisted when they just think about sex and things like that. Like you really want to have a friend first and foremost before anything. Um, but yeah, that's that's one of my Tupac dreams. But yeah, and so I guess he's watching on, you know, uh, like I said, I can't subscribe to the he's hiding out in South America somewhere. I can't subscribe to that. But that's what keeps people engaged. Right, pretty gangster. Clones, they got them out there wearing all kinds of funny stuff. That's a whole different lifestyle. I mean, I don't want to be any part of that. I just watch from afar. Just watch them. But y'all, we're gonna go. I got 14% on the phone. I could probably write it out because we got what 1 hour 57 minutes. I'll probably write it out. So what's going on with everybody else? Let's talk is in the building. Salute. I may come through later on because you have a good topic tonight. Is it tonight? When are you coming on live, Jay? But you got like a whole star cast coming through. Larry, thank you. I love you guys. My Larry, my beauty queen, my big cat. You know, the people who's gonna catch it in the replay, Miss Sharon, um, and brother Maybach. I sent him a thing, but I don't know where the heck Maybach's at. Um, uh, you know, the people that have hit me on the back end of things to, you know, give me their condolences, my condolences, and just checking in with me. I appreciate you guys because, you know, it's rough when you're dealing with some type of hardship in your life, whether it's a death or loss of a job or anything. And it's rough. And so I appreciate that. And I don't take nothing for granted. I love each and every one of you guys. Um, you know, I'm surprised for some of the people that came through. I'm digging it. I'm so happy for that. That made my day. So, but yeah, we outside. We outside. Weather's nice. Look at the sky. They try to they try to take New York out a couple of days ago. They try to take us out. Oh, it's a sports show tonight? Okay. Oh, that's Grace on Thursday. Okay. Thank you. I don't have anything. I don't watch sports anymore. The Steelers I done retired them. When Ben Roethlisberger retired, I retired. I just fell out of love with certain things. It's not the same. Like rap. I pretty much when Pac died, like I stopped listening to rap music like that. Like on some hardcore buying music and stuff like that. I'm like, now I'm just stuck in the 90s. I listen to his stuff or I listen to like the 90s genre rap. Uh, 90s R&B music, 80s R&B music, 70s, 60s, 50s. Like I'm back in time. I need things in its simplicity. When love is love, and you're not talking about some whap and wop and all this other caca to let us know that you got a wet ass. Like court me. You know what I'm saying? Like do the love song. No, not the Steelers. Yeah, man, I'm a big Steelers. Oh, I was. I know pretty gangsta. I'm the big cat. I'm gonna put out some cards. I'll do the cards, the short. But as far as doing personal readings, I'll have to let y'all know that. I tell you, I'm like, I'm just not in it. Yeah, man, I was a big Steelers fan. I got the stars tattooed on my foot. I love them. But when Ben retired, I was like, I don't need to be here anymore. That reign is over. It's time to pack it up and go home. Be ready Friday night. Okay, okay. Jesus, what are we, Tuesday? That's so far away. Friday is so far away. Um, but what's today? Tuesday. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably do random pop-ups and stuff like that. I have no set schedule of when to come back on live. So thank you for those that did catch the live and came through and chilled out with me for a little while. I know I can get into my little preachy, rambling ways, but I just wanted to talk because I was like, that's they wanted to kill us off, but we like roaches. We don't die. We multiply. We're baby kids. We're not going nowhere. So I'm not worried about. I'm not worried too much about what's going on in the state of the affairs again. Because if they are going to do it, they're going to do it. What are we going to do? Is what the question is. You got to get solutions. Hold on, I'm gonna put some chapstick on. It's all melting in the sun. But yeah, solutions, man. We gotta be solution based, not fear based, solution based. How are we gonna help others and ourselves? Are we gonna help others? Are we just selfish? What's it gonna be? How are we moving in this quickening, in this spiritual warfare? There's a little birdie over there, be flew away. I haven't been out in this park in a minute. I like being here because it's got like a river. Or maybe that's what I'll do. Let's walk. Hopefully the camera won't the phone won't die off on you all. But let's walk. And I'm gonna show you this park so y'all can see the river. I think I'm done with the pineapple. It's a family park uh, that they reconstructed because it was really like a bad, jacked up little park. But let's see. So hold on. There we go. All right. So this is part of what they call the Bronx River. It goes out to the the eastern shore. Eastern Shore. I'm not a great historian, but no, it goes out to the Hudson River, and then it goes out to the Atlantic, the ocean. All right, so then we got this bridge here. This connects from one side of the Bronx, still in the Bronx, But I want to show you one of my favorite spots, guys. Hold on. To show you my favorite spot before we end this live. To the huts here. I'm all lost. Um, what was I gonna say? But I was reading. Yeah, Wednesday. Okay, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, essentially, it's like midday. But time has kind of stood still for me because I was like making sure to check in with my dad and then go see him and take care of him. And I feel lost because of the fact that I'm not doing that. So my time has kind of like escaped me a little bit. But then they're like, "What is time anyway? Time is just a constant." Like, shut up. Like I go by the Gregorian calendar. I live in the Western Hemisphere, and yeah, it's 24 hours in a damn day. Ugh. I think sometimes people are too smart for their own damn good. It's great that they're freaking smart, but like sometimes I shut up. All right. So here is the favorite part that I was talking to you about. This little bridge. So cute. And these actually, I heard that you can eat these. Um, I forgot the name of them. It's not poisonous, but you can make a tea out of it. Not over here because dogs, I'm sure, have pissed all over it. Look at this little bridge. Nikki. And I like just standing out and looking over it. Now look at that little view. And then the other side, that that pole there in the middle is actually the where the bridge was at before Reconstruction. So that's just a remnant of it. And this actually goes all the way up to where the Bronx Zoo is, goes further north, and hits into the Sawmill Parkway. But this is part of oh, there goes Fred. There goes my turtle. See? I don't know if that's him, but I dropped the turtle in here because I was like, I can't keep cleaning out your house, Fred. But that might be him. My kids was pissed at me. How could you drop him in the damn river? That's where he's supposed to be. Fred. Hey, Fred. Fred. That's my boy. That's Fred. That's what his name was. I'm crazy. Yeah. It is a chill area. And then in the back of the park, we got 174th Street Bronx River Projects. See, do you see how beautiful the Bronx could be? You got the park and then you got the projects. That is the New England. That's the New England Highway, but that's I-95. All right, so you got I-95 going up. Everybody knows I-95 if you live on the east East Coast. But yeah, there goes the PJs. So if anybody knows about Bronx River Projects, that's where Zulu Nation came out of. African Bambaataa. So that's the Bronx Park River Project right there. They're doing some construction work here. Part of the PJs. And then the park kind of drifts off. They're doing a lot of construction, so that's probably blocked off over there. Uh, and then just more shrubbery. There's bike lanes. Takes you up on the other side. But it's pretty cool. So, wait, what do you say now? It always comes back to. Mhm. I mean, I listen. Fred. It looks like it. We had Fred when he was a little baby, like one of those little tiny. They're called red ear snapper turtles or whatever. And like we kept them for years. And he kept getting bigger. I had to change the tank. And eventually I was like, listen, I'm throwing you into the river because I was tired of smelling that stuff. They stink. Turtles, they stink. And they need to be cleaned. Their tanks need to be cleaned at least every 3 days. So, so now we're back at the little bridge. Let me say bye to Fred. Let's say bye to Fred. Fred is chilling. I don't know if y'all could see. I don't know if I can zoom in. No, I probably can't. But he's chilling. It really is. And this is it's cool. Like I come here sometimes and I just look out here and just like meditate and just chill out. I love to hear birds. So yeah, kind of dirty. But yeah, man, that's a little piece of the Bronx. Um, it's got its flair. It's got it got its good and its bad parts, but it's all like merged together. So it's like, okay, what you gonna do? Gotta deal with it. Uh, it does. If you haven't stinking, like Jesus, you walk through the door and you smelling that stink. Like, damn. Yeah, but it's a great day out, and I'm glad that you guys came to hang out and enjoy it with me. 'Cause I needed to be outside, get my head cleared. I was trying to get my father's application for this party I'm trying to do for him at the next month. Because you if you want to like reserve, because here in the city you need to have like a permit if you're gonna have like more than 20 people at a gathering outside in the park. And so I have to fill out an application, and I couldn't get it. So I was like, you know what? Let me go live, bump it. It's a great day. Yeah. Devin, make sure to come back and chill with us. I'm gonna like, I can't promise you. I'm not the most consistent person sometimes. I'll admit to my flaws. I'm always gotta hold myself accountable because who is? I don't want nobody else to tell me about myself. I will tell you about myself. So you could be the judge of that. But yeah, like coming on live and stuff, it's like then sometimes I have people in the house, so like time constraint, with the when they come home and stuff like that, or if they're there, like I can't always go live. So, but we here, we doing it. That's right. You said I'm here, and it's now. That's right, damn it. We here, we now. Hopefully my phone doesn't shut off because I would like to show you guys another part of this Bronx. I mean, of this park. I can't show you the whole Bronx. That would be a whole day going from one part of the Bronx to the other. But no, there's a nice little part outside. Hold on. When I'm leaving out the park, I may not because it may cut off on us. Because right now I can't even see. Okay. All right. I think yeah, I got 5% left, guys. So I don't think I'll be able to show you. But anyway, I wanted to just salute you all. Thank you for coming through, um, and hanging out with me and letting me get a few things off my chest. Talking about the 50 anniversary of hip hop and all other kind of stuff like that. Usually that would be safer inside Foxy's mind. But hey, I'm one and the same. Foxy inside Foxy's mind, Foxy Moon Premier. Ciao. With that being said, salute to you all. Thank you so much for coming through. Be safe, be blessed. Catch you on the flip side.